Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Are we really talking about spring? Yes, we are talking about spring. I wanted to look at some fragrances really for any budget. They're gonna fit spring perfectly. It seems like just yesterday I was looking forward to wearing some of my wintertime fragrances. And I did try to get away from that a little bit over the past year, is essentially, pigeonholing fragrances into certain seasons. But I think the 6 fragrances that we're looking at today are perfect examples of the essence of springtime, usually uplifting and bright and just kind of give you that invigorating feel. So let's get right into it with the first fragrance. As I said, we are looking at every single budget. I'm going to start with the cheapies and work my way up to the niche. This first one has made other springtime lists that I've made, and it's spring in a bottle. What can I say? And probably my favorite from this particular line of fragrances and house scent I'm talking about is 78 Vintage Green from Banana Republic. Now, many of you guys are familiar with this scent. I've talked about it a lot on the channel, and it is a cheapie. A damn good one. Mandarin orange, green tea, fig, and vetiver are some of the notes in here. It is bright, it is uplifting, it's mood enhancing. It truly will remind you of spring in bloom. And I find this one to be worn the best when maybe you have, there's a gathering, like a birthday party or something, springtime. That's when I usually reach for this, because it's one of those fragrances that has this softness to it. It doesn't draw a ton of attention, but you're gonna smell fantastic. Absolutely unisex. Both men and women can wear this one. There's some beautiful florals in there as well. It's a little bit woody and musky. It covers all the bases. Usually you can find this one at your Burlingtons, but it's hit or miss. Sometimes they have 10 on the shelf, sometimes they have 0. So you have to kind of keep looking. But if you can't find it at your local Burlington for usually around 20 bucks, the Perfume Spot actually has us in stock for what I consider a fair price. It's around 40 bucks. So yeah, you're paying more money, but this scent blew me away from a quality standpoint. It really punches above its weight class. Fantastic fragrance. Banana Republic 78 Vintage Green. This next fragrance is one of my favorites, and I haven't found anything that smells quite like this. It's very unique. Scent I'm talking about is Mr. Burberry's Indigo. Now, this does draw comparisons to things like Acqua di Gio's Profondo. However, this is far, far more aromatic. This is aromatic with that aquaticness to it. So, and guys, in the air, this is beautiful. There's a perfect amount of sweetness here, but the mint, it smells like a muddled cocktail. That mint in here, it is so authentic. This was actually perfumed by Francis Kurkdjian, and this is incredibly well done. Aromatic, fresh, and green. This I would probably wear more likely than not to like school or work. It's gonna be perfect for those situations. It's not offensive in the least. It's really easy to wear, but you're gonna smell clean and put together. It has this sort of upscale vibe to it. You could transition this one into the evening, in my opinion. But as I said, for me, I'm reaching for this one usually during the day. So performance here, all of these today are probably around average performance. So I don't want to dig too much into the performance, only because these all smell like really fresh and aromatic and citrusy, and those types of notes do not lend themselves to powerhouses. I would rather my springtime fragrance smell more natural than smell just like a chemical bomb that fills a room, but it doesn't remind me of spring. That's why I wanted to choose fragrances that fit that criteria. And this does. Mr. Burberry Indigo, sleeper in my opinion. Definitely check it out. And it's usually around 30 bucks. Absolute steal. This next one was perfumed by Alberto Marias, who is legendary for creating some masterpiece fragrances. This one is one of his best, in my opinion. Scent I'm talking about is Bulgari Man Wood Naroli. citrusy, floral, and has this creamy woodiness to it. The opening is stunning. As this dries down, it becomes a little more generic, but still retains so much of that high quality that this fragrance delivers. This one for me is really uplifting, really bright, really refreshing. Where I see this one being worn mostly would be something like an outdoor event. It has this wispiness to it that you kind of get drawn into. So it has a nice sillage, and you have this really nice scent bubble around you when you're wearing this one. Some guys might have trouble with this one because it does deliver that floral Naroli vibe that isn't for everyone. So it leans into that quite a bit, especially in the opening. And I just really enjoy this one. Again, springtime, as the weather warms up, this is going to be ideal. A little bit of heat added to this, you're golden. Love this one. Bulgari Man, Wood, Naroli. This next one is the definition of a unique fragrance, in my opinion. Not going to be for everyone. It seems to be polarizing, but for me, it's a no-brainer. Scent I'm talking about is H24 from Hermes. Now, this is the EDT version, which I've tried the EDP as well. Really nice scent. I prefer the EDT. There's just something about the EDTs in some fragrances that they just smell more alive. Like they fit the DNA better than an eau de parfum might. And sometimes eau de parfum will make the scent feel a little heavier, a little more dense, a little closer to the skin in some cases. So this really pops, and it has this synthetic vibe to it that I really enjoy. It has this laundry vibe. Like if you hung clothes to dry in the sun on a clothesline, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. And it's a little bit metallic and synthetic, as I said, a little fuzzy, but it's just beautiful. And it also has this fruitiness to it that makes this feel ideal for spring. It's green. Again, those aromatics. So you're going to hear that word a lot because that is really works hand in hand with springtime. And really, I think if I smelled this on someone, I think if you just smell it on your hand, it can be polarizing. But if you smell this in the air and on someone, this is going to smell great. I've smelled this on other people and I've complimented them on it. So it's very unique, and it's very, you kind of, once you've smelled this, you know what it smells like, and you can pick it out of a crowd usually. Great scent that doesn't get talked about that often, in my opinion. And I don't know why. I think this is a good one. This is going to fit more of that mid-level designer price range, along with the Bulgari Man Wood Naroli. So great scent. And sometimes you can even find this even cheaper at your rack stores. It's been popping up. H24 from Hermes. This next one made my weekly rotation last week. So if you guys have not watched that video, I will drop a link here for you to check it out. Scent I'm talking about is none other than Creed's Green Irish Tweed. Now, with a name like Green and Irish in the name, I mean, come on, that's green all day long. That's springtime all day long. Wow. Lemon verbena. It smells like grass. When I first smelled this one, I thought immediately of just being out in a field, rolling hills. It truly is a transportive scent, and still one of the best in my collection, top 10 every single time. Incredible. Super elegant, classy, upscale. And I know they're pricey, and it's hard to justify spending that much money. Even for me, for someone who smells a lot of fragrances, it really has to be damn good for me to want to spend money on it, my hard-earned money. And this is one of those, without question. I do not have, this was a gift, but I would, from my wife, the money, let's face it, guys, the money's coming out of the same bucket. But if I were to buy this myself, I would have no issue spending that money, because that's how I feel about this one. That's how passionate I am about this. It does have some nostalgia to me because I wore a lot of Cool Water in junior high, and this will remind you of it. However, they're night and day in terms of quality and how the scent evolves. So Cool Water is not a proper replacement to Green Irish Tweed. There are better dupes of this. But nothing touches the original, in my opinion. It just doesn't. I have not smelled a dupe that is nearly as good as this one. So springtime, really anytime, but this one particularly reminds me of the spring, and you have to smell it for yourself to understand why. Creed's Green Irish Tweed. This last fragrance, which would fit sort of that role of high-end niche fragrance. It's expensive, but worth every penny in my opinion. Scent I'm talking about is MFK's Gentle Fluidity Silver. And guys, I have made a commitment on this channel that if I'm going to talk about really expensive fragrances and I'm going to suggest them to you, number one, I'm really going to love it myself, wear it, and I paid for this. So this was not sent to me. I did not get this free. If I do get something free, I will 100% of the time, every time, disclose that to you guys and let you know. This fragrance is absolutely amazing. It has this sharpness to it, this green sharpness, which is really unique, while being so elegant. And this smells expensive. It just, there's no other way to say it. It smells like money. The juniper berries are what's adding that sharp greenness, and then you have nutmeg and coriander adding this really soft spiciness to it, rounding things out. This one, for me, I would wear this really any time in the spring. So like, but I would definitely dress this one up. You know, even if I was going out during the day, I'd be a little more dressed up, maybe a nice polo shirt, some nice shoes, loafers or something like that is going to be how I envision this being worn, because it is that classy and upscale. This absolutely sparkles off of the skin. It's effervescent. It's a little bit fizzy. Of all the fragrances that I talked about, this one has the best performance. I've smelled this on my clothes days later. They really managed to nail it when it comes to, and Francis Kurkdjian, he has 2 fragrances on this list today. So he really managed to nail down the essence of springtime while providing that performance. So something really special here. I love this one. MFK's Gentle Fluidity Silver. That's all I have today, guys. Hopefully you were entertained by today's video of 6 spring fragrances that I think cover every single budget that you would be happy with. Would love to know what your favorite springtime fragrance is. What is your go-to? Which one are you looking forward to the most to wearing this spring? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you like what you saw today, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share this video, hit that bell notification so you are updated whenever I upload new content. But until then, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.